Welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast, where our hosts Jim Studebaker and Todd Robertson give you strategies to get you out of the office right now so you can take a new listing today. And now, here's Jim and Todd.
Hello, the Take a Listing Today podcast, show number 104. It's the week of Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble. Jim Studebaker here. There's Todd Robertson.
And over here, our producer, Lisa Gray, in the house.
Yay, all of us.
You guys are in for a treat today.
Oh, it is a treat. It's a cornucopia of information.
I like how you
brought that in there?
Yes.
All right. Before we get into that, don't forget our website, takealistingtoday.com. It's got great Thanksgiving resources. You'll be so thankful that you went there and checked it out. And today's show is all about 3 essential branding tips for new agents. Even if you're an existing agent, I bet somebody could get some information out of this, right, Lisa?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yes, don't turn us off because you heard new agent.
Great point, because even the best agents in the country, they know one thing. And I call it CANI, constant and never-ending improvement, right? The truth is, if you ever get to the point where you think you've arrived, there will be somebody new with enthusiasm who will pass you.
Totally. And it happens all the time.
It happens in every industry.
And it's because they're doing some of the things we're going to talk about today that you may have forgotten about.
Correct.
Because you're a runaway train, you're doing so well, and then all of a sudden things start to go down and you think, what was I doing?
Great point there. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. You forgot about it and you did well enough to survive.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, welcome to the world of real estate, you soon-to-be wildly successful agent. This is going to be a fun show to read. Your spanking new license hung with...
Our ex-secretary printed that.
Wow.
So don't worry about that. Yep.
Your spanking new license hung with a broker you probably just recently met is your ticket to the big bucks, or so the story goes. Between now and then, you may be hungry. You may be frightened about the future. You most likely will be financially challenged.
Dun, dun, dun.
Boy, there's a lot of drama here.
Do you have the sound effect? Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, don't ask him. He's got every sound effect.
Your sole focus will definitely be on securing one client, one deal to help you stay in business long enough to get to the next one. Now, the ideal vehicle to get you to that deal, indeed, is the very bedrock of your Lisa. Of your nascent... Is that a word?
Yes, I swear.
She's a wordsmith.
Now, Todd, we just had a show about keeping it 7th grade simple, and we're using words like that.
She's trying to make a point because she went to college in Wisconsin and we did not. So,
and our audience is so intelligent that I'm just trying to make this, work for the intelligence of our audience.
Yeah, but they didn't use words like that up in Ohio where I went to
I never heard about NASCET and Cal State University Bakersfield.
All right. Anyway, you need some personal branding there. Creating an impression and the reputation you will eventually build combine to generate your personal brand. Constructing your brand is job number 1 as soon as you've hung your license. Everything else falls into place once this is accomplished.
Now think about this as we go through these points, because it happened with me and we talked about it, and it's happening in every industry, and it can happen with or to you for those of you that are new, and those of you that are experienced, go back and revisit these. But enthusiasm, right? People always say, well, how could that new person, it's only been here 2 or 3 months, they're beating Joe over there's been 12 years. Well, Joe might have got bored and tired and his habits have weaned. Where the new person, enthusiasm, what are the last 4 letters? IASM, right? I am sold myself. That alone can get you the signed listing. Wow, you're excited. You're enthusiasm sells, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's a secret ingredient that's not even built in here, but use that because people love that. Then you can be experienced people. Do not be intimidated, but make sure your game is tight, your listing presentation's tight in addition to here.
Well, and once you've determined, based on what we talk about today, who your brand is, who you are, now you put that enthusiasm behind it, because you have to be a believer in this.
Right.
If you start putting it out there and you don't believe it, you probably, first of all, picked the wrong way to brand yourself. You've got to really believe it.
And it's going to come across,
and
right?
People get enthusiastic about it. And if it's something you're excited about, and I think we talk about golfing, if you're a boater and you're going to go after people who want to be on water,
and
something like that. That'll be exciting to talk to those people, right?
Huge. And one of our callers, and hopefully, and I know she has a lot of listings, but one of our callers, Debbie Downey, that we're going to call, I mean, she's been in the business for a while, and she incorporates this, and she comes to the table with great enthusiasm.
Yeah.
So she destroys her competition.
Well, good attitude.
Great attitude.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
So hopefully we get her on the line, because she will be a great call.
All right. So in addition to that, great attitude, enthusiasm, we have 3 essential tips guaranteed to help you fire up the iron and stick it strategically to your hide.
Stick it strategically.
Today's show is also all about the corny cliches and seeing how many we can fit in here, apparently. All right. What makes you remarkable? Number 1, unique is a word that gets tossed around a great deal when it comes to discussions on branding. Among real estate agents, however, commonalities are more obvious than differences. Let's face it, the basic duties of every real estate agent are the same. You list homes, you fill out paperwork, you show houses, and you act as your client's intermediary.
And I like what you said, because think about this. What makes somebody remarkable? And as I look at that word, able to remark. So if I'm a real estate agent and I'm meeting some people, whether it's an elevator, a store, at the kitchen table, I need to bring something unique in addition to, hey, everyone has the common denominator. We have our license, you have this, you have that. But when you leave that couple or those potential clients, you want them, they're going to remark on you. You want to make something remarkable. So when you leave and maybe they're talked to 8 agents, you do separate yourself. They're going to be like, well, that guy, boom, had something that stood out. There could be one of these things.
That's going to be the one that we need to hire.
So think about that. When you leave that person, right? And we did a show on elevator pitch a few months ago. Make it remarkable. So something unique to where when they leave, they're going to think, ooh, that person, whatever it was in that sentence or that conversation.
Mm-hmm. So what makes you different from most of the others? Perhaps it's your education, an agent with a Juris Doctorate, or even a staging certificate. That might give you an angle that many other agents lack.
Great point. One of our first Market Dominator members, Adam, was and is a lawyer, and he kept that. He got his real estate license, and he made that his unique. And who wouldn't like that? You're going to get a realtor, and he's got that background.
And he's an attorney, yeah.
And you're thinking, boom. So
why would you hide that?
Yeah.
That goes into previous careers or current career.
Yeah.
Can also play into your branding. We have a former TV news anchor, Bob Sokoler, with Remax Properties East in Louisville, Kentucky. He's undoubtedly the best real estate video producer among the agents in that area. It makes him stand out, and he uses that as part of his branding. And he'll also showcase your listing on the 10 o'clock news every evening.
For a fee.
Could you see that?
Yeah.
So
that helped.
How about answering the following questions to help determine what makes you different? What are your interests and passions? What motivates you? What are your strengths? What behaviors, attitudes, and abilities have consistently produced positive outcomes in your life? Consider your education and previous work experience.
And what's nice about these points you just mentioned is these could also be points that when you're meeting with that client that you could build rapport with them. You could find out, right? When you're going to go into your presentation, you know what's going to happen there, but you're going to spend the first few minutes making them comfortable, because this, outside of an investor, it's the biggest decision they're going to make is that. So I like these points because you can have a nice conversation with them, and then you could elaborate on what you feel they want to hear or what's going to help the situation.
Right. So to have the nice conversation, get clear on what makes you remarkable.
Yep.
Those qualities, those aspects of you are what will keep you from being a dime a dozen agent. All right. There's cliche number 12. Dime a dozen. Make a note of that.
We only have 34 of them for this show, so don't worry, you guys.
Don't fast forward. We're good.
It's like a Where's Waldo?
Yes.
If you can find them all, you win something.
Except we're going to change it to Where's Ludwig?
Jeez. All right, moving on. So don't forget, you want to state those qualities, commodities, or quirks in a declarative statement. Okay, that's got to count as one. Where did you find these words? That helps you get a handle on your brand. Quote, I am a high-end real estate agent giving the sophisticated consumer a stylish and tailor-made real estate experience, wrote a luxury agent. Is that good or bad?
Well, you know what's great about that? So I had a conversation with one of our Market Dominator members about this exact thing. And she's like, well, there's nothing unique. Like for example, like a guy signed up, his last name was King. I said, well, use that. No one has the last name King. So, but she and I had a conversation, and I said, well, let's just brainstorm. I don't know. And guess what we came up with at the end of it? We thought it was great, and hopefully she's still using it and killing it. This was 20 minutes. I said, what if you became known for one thing? And maybe that one thing was, and this was after 20 minutes of brainstorming, is that when you meet somebody, you're the one person in your market that listing presentation, I help them dial in the price. So I'm the best in the board of realtors at helping somebody put their house on the market, figuring out the price. There's nobody better than me. So she made that her specialty, however she worded that.
You mean that she was a price expert?
Right. She became an expert in something of that nature because she didn't have something to bring to the table. So I liked it because most people aren't going to bring that to the table. They're not even thinking that way.
Right. Well, and the assumption would be, okay, all agents, if they're decent, are going to know how to price a home.
Right.
But when you see it highlighted in marketing that this person is a pricing expert, or however, the pricing specialist, or they're known for their price, whatever, however they put that, you see that highlighted, and it's the psychology in your brain goes,
yes.
Oh wait, no, I need somebody who actually really knows how to do this.
And here's why that's important. What you just said, as we know, is that a lot of agents out there, especially in this market around the country, will just take the listing knowing that it's going to sell no matter what. Well, and she would come to the table and say, no, I'm not going to just take a listing. I'm going to tell you guys the truth, you and your husband, so you can decide, is this the right way to go? And people like that. Boom.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be something way crazy like that. It could be something very simple as well.
Just take the many things that agents do, pick one
and magnify it.
You're putting it on everything.
Right.
Your tag. That's your tag.
Yeah.
Got it.
Nice. Good. All right. Step number 2, figure out who is your target client. Radio DJs are taught early in their careers to get a clear image of who they're talking to every time they open the microphone. They're told to imagine one person and to speak directly to him or her.
And that's a tough one for some people that are brand new. I know when I was brand new, that was tough for me. And I don't know about for you, because if you're brand new, you don't know who your target client is. And you have all these shiny objects.
After?
Yeah.
Right.
Who should I go after? I got to pay my MLS dues. I got to do this. But as the dust starts to settle and your broker works with you, if you're open, right? If you're a student of life, that becomes great. I know my market, there were for sale by owners. Some markets, there aren't any. So I became the specialist at that. And that was my mindset, be the best at that. Why? Because there were a bunch of them and I could go list them.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Good plan. So here's another idea. If your passion happens to be golf, and it has led you to decide to concentrate on golf course homes, your ideal client is obviously somebody who plays a lot of golf. Is he retired with lots of spare time, or a weekend warrior that hits the links as soon as the tie comes off? Golf isn't cheap, so this client most likely has disposable income. Once you know who your target client is, you'll be in a better position to start thinking about how you'll brand yourself to attract this client and others like him. A brand has to resonate with the target market by standing out in the sea of sameness and fit like a glove. Are you writing that one down? That's number 18, I think. A sea of sameness and fit like a glove, 19, based on one's personal preferences, suggests Ron and Alexandria Siegel of Napa Consultants International.
Now, I wanted to add one thing in here. So speaking of branding, think about this. So Hobbs and Herder, right, a marketing company, they did a study years ago with a faux agent, an agent that did not exist. And their study was the following. They were just going to market beyond belief with some great marketing. And then they were going to poll people to say, if you were to sell your house, which agent would you choose? They chose that agent that did not exist because they were marketing in a very unique way. They're using stuff that we're going over here. And think about something that's not been on the air for over 20 years. How do you spell relief? We all know that. ROLAIDS.
Right.
So they hit you so hard over that it's still in people's mind. Mind share equals market share, right? So we want you as the agent to incorporate some of this. So when your people are thinking of buying or selling, there is no other option. You get the listing.
What's your jingle?
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Rolite commercial, like the Band-Aid.
That's a very good point.
Like the hot dog.
They could take that idea and make their own jingle. That's great right there.
I mean, you don't have to sing it.
Right.
You'd like to in the shower.
Well, if you have a nice voice, you have a nice voice, you could.
But think of it.
That'll be our other podcast when we secretly tape people in the shower singing their jingles.
But is it, is it that catchy? I guess is the point that I'm making. Like Rolade Spell Relief and all of these jingles.
And
that
someone
we
came up with
all
that.
know. Yeah, is
Yeah.
it that catchy and that memorable? And maybe that's something you want to think about. Could it be a jingle? Is this that catchy and that memorable? Because if it is, and you start putting it on everything,
And your
it
point,
will be remembered.
yes, and your point is so great there because real estate agents are not thinking that way. I think the deepest they will go is a tagline sometimes on their postcards or their marketing, but
Right.
a jingle. Now there are some people that spend money on radio, and you do hear some
Right.
stuff like that, but a jingle would cost them nothing, and they could put it on everything, and then it could get branded.
Well, and you know what would be fun with this as an agent? So you're meeting people you don't know all the time,
Right.
and what do you do for a living? And then you could sing it. You know, how's the Rolade Relief commercial go? How's that one go?
ROLAIDS.
Oh, okay. I mean the tune.
Oh, it's how do you spell relief?
Oh, okay.
I'm not
there
going to
isn't a
sing it
tune.
for you.
Okay. That's what I want you to sing.
So wait a minute. So we're asking real estate agents to start singing when they introduce
I'm just
themselves
thinking
to
it would be,
people.
Wouldn't it be kind of funny though? If you were, so let's say, my baloney has a first
Oh,
name.
right.
So instead of that, you're singing, I'm a pricing expert. You know, just as I'm joking. I'm making a joke.
No, but that's great though. And you
If
know
it
what? We
were-
should have one. We
Yeah.
should have a contest down the road where they come up with a slogan or slogo or a jingle because that's unique and no one's using that. Now you have to be brave enough and have some courage.
I think it would be funny. And Jim's eyes got like huge when I started singing. But I think it would be funny.
I thought I was on the wrong show here for a second.
Yeah, whoa.
This was the real estate show. All right.
Studio C, am I in the right
Oops.
place? Oops.
I gotta
and
go.
I think it would be memorable. And I'm not saying you're going to go around singing all the time, but I'm saying in certain situations when you're trying to break the ice and maybe it's feeling awkward, it would be very memorable
Well, think
to
about-
have a tune that goes with your tagline, your
100%.
You know.
Thing about Michael Boyle, we nicknamed him Cowboy, and that's caught on. Silly, goofy.
Yeah.
We just called him the Cowboy. At first, you're
Right.
like, "Arr, arr, arr." Well, now it's fun. It's funny, and people
Right.
don't.
He only likes it because he can wear funny hats now, the cowboy hats and
You got
chaps.
Yeah, he's
and-
got more outfits and stuff.
Right.
But for those of you who aren't aware, Cowboy, he is our scheduled campaign director. So
And he's been known to crash the studio before
Well,
and
if
come in
anybody
here.
has ever seen the show, they know who he is.
Yeah, oh yeah, because he does. We have to lock it when he's in town.
but
Yeah.
you know, the point we're making in all of this is lightening up.
Yes.
And there are multi-millions of dollars spent in advertising. We watch the commercials during the Super Bowl every year. And are they serious?
No.
No, why?
No. And
They're
they're
funny.
spending millions and millions of dollars.
People
for these,
buy a feeling.
for 15-second spots,
Right.
for 10-second spots, because that humor is going to stick. So the idea of what I'm saying of, you know, maybe being a little funny at times with it, having a little song, a joke, whatever. Well, I'll not forget that person that does that.
It's kind of like this show, just a little funny
yeah.
and not
Just a
very
little bit funny,
serious.
not very much.
But we're not
But-
doing it intentionally.
Right,
Oh,
not
right.
intentionally,
By
but
mistake.
But you bring up a good point. Think about Agent A, Agent B.
Yeah.
If Agent A, however they've done it marketing wise, if they appear more fun to work with and more real, as opposed to that person
Oh my
stuffy and
gosh.
formal like an attorney, like they're going to go with that other agent. Why?
Yes.
Because you're going to spend time with them. You got to go documents. You're going to be in the car.
Well,
yes.
and if I've got to do something that is going to be boring at
Right.
times, whether it's buying a car and waiting to go through all the paperwork, or the moments of buying a home that aren't as fun, that get
Right.
a little dreary. Do I want the serious person? You know, I've met with 5 different agents. Do I want the one that's kind of fun and making
you want
me
the
laugh?
fun, right?
I mean, please give me
Life's hard
laughter.
enough, right? You want the fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway.
All right. So, tip number 1, what makes you remarkable or memorable if you're going to sing to people when you first meet them? Step number 2, who is your target client? Number 3,
Try it
it on. You know what sets you apart. You have a hurdle on the types of clients you'll attract. Now you need to try some stuff on and see how they fit and how they'll be perceived in the marketplace. Are you flashy, edgy, comforting, or sophisticated? Or just goofy? Does
Well,
that fit the consumer base you're looking for? Asked Seattle broker Sam DeBoard. The feel you want to promote dictates how you'll build the basics of your brand, such as logos, fonts, colors, and graphics that fit the theme and relate it to your customers. Now, once you've found a good fit, You'll need to build that brand into your website, your blog, business cards, brochures, and everything else that makes up your business's public face.
And I like what you just said, because a realtor can take this content we're giving them right here, and they could even go to the broker. They can go to a couple of agents and say, let's go in the conference room and let's mastermind, because this will help the other agents. This will help that agent, and say, boom, okay, how do you see me?
That's a great idea.
Maybe I'm the condo king, or maybe I'm, so 2 or 3 agents could do that and help each other come, and they're in the same office anyway. So if we were in the same office, we're not really competing. There's enough business.
Or 3 words. What are 3 adjectives that describe me? Ask your family, ask your friends, ask your colleagues, and you're going to start to get a pattern. You're going to start to see a pattern, and then use that.
Yeah.
Use that. You're the researcher. You are the funny guy.
Right.
You're the whatever. And then say, all right, now how do I brand myself with this?
Yeah.
I'm the researcher. Okay, so I'm going to go further than anybody else to find you the home that is right for you.
Right.
That is your fingerprint. You're the researcher.
Correct. I do 5 times more homework than any other realtor or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lisa, could you use 3 words to describe me, please? Wait a minute, never mind. Let's stick with that. We'll do that after the show.
I was ready.
Never mind. I don't want to hear it. Nope. We're going off the air here. We're out of time.
I had the first. It was like,
Oh, we still got a lot of stuff to do here.
Yeah. Whoop.
All right, moving on here. Not every agent can be the top salesperson in town, but each can find their own branding niche. Dog-friendly agent, houseboat sales team, modern design brokerage, stone cold investment negotiation expert.
Stone cold, I love it.
a lot of them there.
That's 28 there.
Okay.
Right there. All right.
Yep.
Then find visual guidelines and a business process to inform your specific customers that you are the right professional for their needs. So if there's a big houseboat demand in your area, you could do that one as well.
Yeah. If you're living on some lake. Yep.
All right. What will you be known for in the marketplace? Well, it pays to take the time to figure that out. Are you ready to go after a specific generational niche?
Think about that sentence you just said. I like what you just said. What will you be known for in your marketplace? What if you became known for every single time you take a listing, the listing sells, which means you don't take overpriced dogs and you tell the truth when you're at the kitchen table. Right. It could be so simple what you become known for. That's why I like that mastermind idea.
Oh, yeah.
Play with that. Pick something so unique, no one's even thinking about it.
Right.
Now, here's a great idea. If you're ready to go after a niche market, why not use the demographic search tool on ProspectsPLUS.com and launch a scheduled campaign? Wow, what a great idea.
Well, exactly.
Always a good idea.
Once they're logged in, they go to their opportunities section. It will tell them the opportunities in their area.
Well, and you're right. Once they figured out how they're branding themselves, they know their target market they're going after. Maybe they've decided, you know what? I'm a baby boomer. I'm going to go after baby boomers. I'm going to be known for the specialist with this niche, with people in this age range that have specific needs. That maybe it's that they're downsizing, the kid, empty nesters, that type of thing, because those niches kind of cross over baby boomers and empty nesters. I'm going to be the specialist. And so once they've got this figured out, the next step is, you're right, to get on Prospects Plus, to create that list, that prospect list. They've got 2 phenomenal tools for that, and get that campaign scheduled and get going.
And here's the magic of what Lisa just said, that if you are a new or relatively new agent, or even experienced agent trying to get your fire back or your enthusiasm back, if you can just go on there and schedule, and you've seen it before in our other podcasts, you schedule out a campaign, you're 90% ahead of all the other agents, because they're not even thinking that way. They're running around like a chicken with the head cut off.
Anyone who watches this fine show is already ahead of 90% of the other agents, right?
Yeah, especially if they can deal with the humor and
Right, if that's what you want to call it. So
I
there we go. We have 3 essential branding tips for new agents.
Yes.
All right. Now, Lisa, do we have some people to call to make their dreams come true?
Yes, we're going to call Jessica Longo first.
Beautiful.
She is she's scheduled a Get More Listing campaign a while back, so we can find out how it's doing. I think it was 24 months. She's in Plymouth, Michigan, which I lived there years ago. Beautiful.
I was going to say you got out for a reason. Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful there.
All right.
She might be living in your house. You guys might have sold it to her when you moved.
Such a neat town. It's like out of a Charles Dickens movie or something.
Some people dream of being on our show. Some people dream of interest rates. If you recall that from last week's show.
Jessica Longo.
Hi, this is Jessica. Can I help you?
Hello, Jessica. This is Jim and Todd and Lisa from the Take a Listing Today podcast. We're calling on behalf of ProspectsPLUS.com. Have you heard of that place?
Yes.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You have a couple minutes. We wanted to ask you a couple questions, and you're on the Take a Listing Today podcast, and
We're calling because we understand you scheduled a Get More Listings campaign on ProspectsPLUS.com.
I did, but you caught me at a bad time because
Oh,
I'm
no.
picking my kids up from school.
Oh no, we wanted
Well,
to help you win
I'm-
money.
The kids can wait. Isn't there like a playground there or something that they can
put 'em
hang
on
out at?
just put them on the teeter-totter and just keep an eye on them. And no, if we have to let you go, we will. But if you have 2 minutes,
Okay.
Are you picking up some animals as well? What kind of school is this?
Do you have time?
Thank-
Do you have time to be asked
I-
a question to win a gift card?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
let's go right to
Oh,
that.
so
Let's ask
for
her-
a gift card, okay, you're in.
Let's
All
ask
right.
her a question.
let's do it.
We're-
Hey, it's $100 gift card. I mean, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna get right to the good stuff, Jessica.
Jessica, we're going live.
It's a gift card, and we're gonna send you some swag. So what I'm gonna do is read you a question and 3 answers, and you tell me the correct answer. Simple as that. Ready?
Put your thinking cap on because the swag is incredible.
All right,
It is.
here we go.
Oh, okay.
All
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
You sound ready. Okay. How long is a jiffy? Is it 1/1,000,000th of a second, 1/1000,000th of a second, or 1/1,000,000,000th of a second?
Oh my gosh. I don't know the answer to that question.
Hey, I don't either, and I'm sitting across from him, okay?
Take a guess. Take a guess, Jessica.
I'm gonna say number 3.
Number 3, which
The third
is
one.
1/1,000,000th of a second. All right. Is that
Yeah.
the correct answer?
Hey, she won.
That's the right answer.
Jessica, you're wonderful.
Congratulations.
We're going to send you an
You
autographed
guys are out of
book.
control.
We are a
So,
little
so
bit.
you've seen our show before. Okay, good. Excellent.
That's great.
Well, Jessica, we're going to send you a whole bunch of stuff. I know you're short on time, but Lisa's going to get with you to make sure you
Okay,
get that.
I'll shoot you an email, Jessica.
That dog that was running
thank
around,
you
put the leash on that dog that
Thank
was running
you.
around. Have a great day. Make sure your kids are picked up from school. And stay
Thank you,
wonderful.
Jessica.
Thank you.
All right,
There go the
bye-bye.
dogs.
Oh, the dog got out of here.
Wow.
That was fun. She was fun, actually.
She was fun. She didn't want to tell us anything about her business, but hey, give her a contest. All right, she's
Yeah,
in.
she was like, whoa.
Well, I think people feel a little intimidated, like put on the spot, like that.
Yeah, like I'm on a what? Yeah.
All right. Well, see, that was fun.
Yeah.
All right.
What'd
So
she say?
Jessica
Did she
is
say you guys are crazy? What was it?
She goes, you guys are out of control.
control.
She was laughing.
Out of control.
And you know what? Honestly, can we deny that?
She's not wrong. I mean-
we can,
She probably listened to last week's show,
that
Yeah.
could be
where I was crying uncontrollably.
right.
That's every show.
We didn't get you on camera this time. Oh wait, here we go. I saw you rubbing your eyes.
I'm
All
good,
right.
I'm good.
So there's our show, and don't forget our sponsor's website, ProspectsPLUS.com. It's a site that Jessica went to schedule her campaign, so she has more time to pick up her kids and her dogs. So it
Hey,
works
that's
out
probably
good.
why she's doing that,
Exactly. So it's just all done for you. So
Yep.
thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Gobble gobble.
Take care, you guys. Stay
I
strong.
can't wait.
Bye-bye.
I love turkey. I can't wait. What are you guys doing for your turkey?
Microwaving it. I don't know.
Right.
I'm going to Texas with the cowboy.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
I ordered the whole